Fox News spent a long time getting people to be fearful and suspicious of the vaccine, masking, social distancing, all that. But nothing more so than the opposition they have generated to mandates, the requirement that you should either have to get vaccinated for some reason with a certain job or to go to a certain place, or even just to wear a mask or get tested or whatever. In fact, over the course of last summer, 60% of their vaccine reports included anti-vax claims, according to a study. So they were really hammering people on that. And what do you know? It was actually a little bit successful. At one point, polls were showing that mandatory vaccination, specifically in schools, was 9 points underwater in terms of approval. 37% of the country favoring it, 46% opposing it. So that looks like very successful persuasion. And that basically is true. But I want to nuance that a little bit because I saw some interesting stuff being posted by G. Elliott Morris, who said after getting very surprising poll results on school vaccine requirements yesterday, the folks at YouGov, a polling outfit, decided to run an extra set of questions with different wording on COVID-19, measles, mumps, rubella, and infectious disease in general. But what they did was they dropped the word mandate. And here's what they found. 71% of Americans think, quote, parents should be required to have their kids vaccinated against measles, mumps, and rubella. 58% required to vaccinate against infectious diseases. And 48%, a plurality, if not a majority, required to vaccinate against COVID-19. And so they're very much against mandates when you call them mandates. When you have all of the substance and effect of a mandate without labeling it that, no, they think generally, yeah, you should be protected against disease, especially if you're gonna be sending your dirty, diseased kid around my kids. And so I thought that was an interesting little finding, Yasmin.
It's so dumb is what it is. It's so dumb. And I think it just speaks to the fact that we hear things in the news and we just parrot them. We don't really think about what we're saying or what we even believe, I think it was Cavuto who was saying that his opinion doesn't matter, the news matters, the people matter, which is ironic because he's on Fox. But it's true. I mean, that's not what should matter. And now we just have people who don't actually understand the things that are happening in the country. They don't understand the meaning behind the words that they are saying because they're just repeating what they've heard somebody else say. But functionally, I mean, there's been a lot of polling that shows that people, if you ask them about individual issues, as opposed to what are you, a Democrat or a Republican or a liberal or progressive, whatever, they actually agree much more than you would expect, like a lot more than you would expect on individual issues. But the minute that you conflate it with a party association or what you perceive to be some kind of restriction on your own life, that's when you get the variation.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And that is why the way that you word things, the attachment that certain issues or stances have to a movement is so important. I mean, there's a reason that the right wants everything to be about, are you pro-Trump? Because that implies the connection to what he believes in or supports, but it's amorphous. The identity becomes more important than the actual issues that you support. It's also why we care so much about framing here. I mean, I was just criticizing John Oliver yesterday for using the term school choice, which is the right's preferred frame for the privatization of public schools. So anyway, just stuff to bear in mind. The way you talk about things, the word choice you use is incredibly important, even for things that have been so politicized like mandates. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.